Alright, what is up, guys? So welcome back to the third video of Bassin-n-Splashin. So basically, in this video, I'm gonna get into basically a review, pros and cons, whether you should buy it. Basically, my overall advice to you if you're looking for a new rod. And I'm gonna do a full review of the Lews Reel and rod combo that I just purchased recently. You can see it in the last video. I was casting out in the water and stuff like that. I'll get into that later in this video, but yeah, so basically I'm just going to be showing you the rod. I'm going to show you my advice, whether you should buy it or not, what's good about it, what's bad about it. Basically get in depth to all that later in the video. So basically I'm going to stop talking and we'll get right into the video. Alright guys, so basically I'm just on the front steps right now since like I said, I'm not like at the water right now, but I'm just going to give it a few casts and in the yard. Sometimes it gets snagged on the grass, like that's expected though. But hopefully it shows you pretty good. It's like I said, it's not a bad rod and it works really, really well from when I've used it, and I've used it quite a bit now. I got it a few weeks ago, and I've been really happy with it. Good results, and so yeah, just kind of gonna give a little overhead cast right now. It actually does cast, like that's the only thing you got to be careful with, since the street's right out there. It's not a busy street, but still you want to be careful. But it actually does cast a lot further than I thought. Like in the previous video, I know I keep referring to that, but you should check it out because it you can really get more in depth with this rod and casting in the water and fishing with it. But I was casting in a few times because it's really small. You don't want to go over, you might get snagged in the bushes and that. And so a couple times I did, and I got snagged, and it sucked because it goes a lot further than my other rods. So I'm not really used to it. I mean, I am now, but that was when I first got it. So yeah, but yeah, I'll show you a few casts. So as you can see, all you really need for this rod is a little flick, and the thing will take off. The bait will absolutely soar. All right, guys, and so we're back in the garage. Now we're gonna go basically over the pros and cons, like more direct. That was kind of vague, what I just said, but this is gonna be just kind of more like direct to it, like get it, not get it, you know, stuff like that. All right, guys, so we're gonna start off with the pros. All right, so pros of this rod. One, casts out very, very far. So especially if you throw on a crankbait or some type of heavy spinner bait, something along those lines, trust me, you'll get some good distance with it. It works really well for that. All right, second pro, very, very, very sturdy rod, very strong. Shouldn't have any problems with this thing snapping. I mean, not that any really do, but, you know, and these adhesives are really strong, so you don't have to worry about the guides snapping off, stuff like that. All right, another pro, going back to the guides, like I said earlier, it's just going to hit the ceiling, so it's going to be tough to show you, but right in there, it goes through a very, like a more wide one and then in a narrow one, so it really keeps the line intact from really swaying around. So good capability on that. And then another pro would definitely have to be the 11 bearings, obviously on the reel. That's if you get the reel rod combo, but with this one I did. So 11 bearing reel that is extremely smooth, feels really nice reeling that in. Great for that. One more pro is going to be definitely the grips. The grips, it's really nice feeling, really comfortable when you're casting and reeling in, especially one right there on the reel. Really nice. Show you that right there. Yeah. But all right, so that is gonna wrap it up for the pros. All right, guys, and so now unfortunately we're gonna be moving on to the cons of this rod, but I do want to give you guys the best opinion if you're looking to buy something like this. So all right, let's get into the cons. So the cons, now this might be a pro for some people, I'm not sure. I mean, it's kind of not really a con, not really a pro, but I'm kind of throw it in there for me. I mean, I kind of like it in some ways, but I'm talking about the color scheme here, the black and orange. I'm not a huge fan of it. I mean, it's okay. It's not, like, horrible, but I just think it would have been nicer if it was, like, a gray or a green or, I don't know, something like that. That's just my preference. Some people might think it's a lot better, but, I mean, it definitely stands out. So, yeah. And then another con I definitely have to say is this thing does not retract at all. Like some of the ugly sticks or some of the other rods, you can, they're two-piece, pull it apart, you can fold it up, easy transporting. If you're going on a bike, chuck it in your backpack and you can keep on riding. This thing, yeah, it does not fold up. So, and it's 7 feet long. So if you're going to be trying to take this in a car, I mean, you can definitely fit it. But it's, especially if you have a small car, it might be hard. It might be rubbing up against the windshield, kind of distracting. Especially if you're driving, you don't want that. And then also with that, it's if you're trying to like ride your bike and you want to like, say it's the summer, like, which I'm gonna be kind of doing since obviously I'm only 15, I don't have my license, one more year, but well, I guess a year and a half. But anyway, so basically if you're riding your bike, which I'm gonna be doing a lot, like I said, do different ponds throughout the summer, it's gonna be very hard to transport this, so I don't know what I'm gonna do yet. I'm gonna figure something out, but like I said, that is gonna be a another con for this. And there is actually one more thing. Now, this does happen very rarely. Like, you don't really have to worry about this, especially if you take your time reeling, unless you, like, every little bite, you jerk it out of the water, like, this one kid I know that kind of does that. But, anyway, so, but you shouldn't really have any problems. This happened to me, like, once or twice in the whole time I had it, and trust me, I've been fishing a lot in the past few weeks. But anyway, so what really happens is, like, if you can see the reel right there, and then if you look in, it's going to be hard for me to kind of show this, but alright, right there. You can see the metal rod right inside that the whole reel kind of sits on. And so basically with that, the line, it gets like, you see a little loop, and you know, you try to reel it in, cast it out. That's usually what I do and get it out. But sometimes that has a negative effect. For like example, like what I'm showing you right there, that rod, you can see right in the middle in there, the line will actually like get tangled and wrap around that. So it'll go in through that hole, wrap around the rod, and come out. And trust me, there is really no getting that untangled unless you cut the line, which I've had to do. And that absolutely sucks, especially if you have a long cast using a ton of line and then you have to cut it. It sucks, and then you lose your line in the water unless you try to pull it out, which hopefully you do, so it doesn't harm the fish and stuff. But yeah, that's just another con. But again, I don't want that to influence your decision a ton. It rarely happens, especially if you take good care of it. Shouldn't happen at all. But yeah, that's gonna pretty much wrap it up for the cons. And so, all right, guys, and so that's pretty much gonna wrap it up for this video on the review of the Lews reel and rod combo. And so I hope you guys definitely enjoyed this video. And my overall piece of advice, if you should yay or nay get this rod or not, definitely I would say make the purchase and get this rod. It's overall, you're going to have not that many problems. The pros definitely outweigh the cons. There's only a few cons. I mean, really the only main con was the portability. Other than that, the color scheme, some people like it, some people don't. And then the tangled part, that rarely happens, so you shouldn't really have to worry about that. But overall, it's a very good rod, runs really smoothly, really nice texture, especially when you're feeling it, really smooth because the 11 bearings. Guides are really nice, sturdy, all that. So my advice would be definitely go out and purchase this rod. I'm sure you can get it on Amazon at a Bass Pro or Cabela's or something. I found it at Dick's Sporting Goods, so if you have one near you, it might be easier to go. I'm not quite sure if they sell it at Walmart. I wouldn't chance going there, wasting a trip, because they definitely have, obviously, fishing rods there, but I don't know if they have nice ones like these. But either way, I'd go to a Dick's Sporting Goods, a Bass Pro, a Cabela's, or order it online. You should be all set there. They might have it on the Walmart website, though, if you're thinking of that. So, I don't know. Check that out. Let me know in the comments if you find out. But, yeah, so that's pretty much going to wrap it up for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Be sure to, obviously, like, comment if you find out that info, or just any questions you have, definitely leave it down below in the comment section. And obviously subscribe if you're new and you want to see more helpful fishing tips, videos, and fishing vlogs. So yeah, we'll see you guys in the next video.